Tell me why your dead patient is sitting up in his body bag. What the hell did you just do?
I'm taking away your right to be treated like a human being.
Boo.
Happy Halloween.
The Resident.
The Resident, Season 3, Episode 4, trailer and promo. We're gonna go through it, pick it apart for clues into the next episode. If you guys aren't watching Resident, you're missing out on a very good TV show. It's a medical drama, and the quick recap on last episode, basically they had a cop who had a bad guy in the car. They was on a high-speed chase. They land in the hospital. This cop needs to get information from the bad guy because the bad guy's crew got a hostage. Cop wants to save him. He wants to beat him up. And you know, both of them get in the hospital. They've got injuries. And eventually, the cop had to have a surgery. And during that surgery, Dr. AJ Austin and Dr. Cain, who is now being played by Morris Chestnut, had their first interaction in surgery together, and we was all waiting to see when these two huge egos had to do surgery together, what would happen. I like the way the Resident played it. In essence, Austin won per se, but they didn't really stoke up the tension that could have been in that operating room. And the very last act of the show, Dr. Conrad done some illegal doctor maneuvers to get that bad guy to give up the location of the hostages. That was the synopsis of the last episode. Now let's go ahead and jump into this one. If you're finding me for the first time, please subscribe to the channel. Turn on the notifications so when I drop videos, you all get them. The best way to navigate my channel, just go to my YouTube homepage, search under playlist. A video like this would be under TV promos and trailers. Let's watch the trailer again and then pick it apart.
Tell me why your dead patient is sitting up in his body bag. What the hell did you just do?
I'm taking away your right to be treated like a human being.
Boo.
Happy Halloween.
The Resident.
Very first clip, we see Nick, Dr. Pravesh, and Conrad standing at the table, and right behind them, a patient who has been pronounced dead by Pravesh pops up, and you know they're gonna tie that up in some drama because it looks like they're doing a Halloween theme, and I'm sure they're gonna try to either that someone's scaring Pravesh or he misdiagnosed the person being dead, or they're gonna try to say someone did a seance and rose this person back up from the dead. But I just wanna see what happens from that particular scene. Next scene, you see AJ Austin at the door of something, and maybe he's got a smile on his face, so I'm assuming he's getting ready to go over somebody's house that he likes, or potentially this is some kind of event dealing with Halloween, and he's getting ready to go in, maybe scare somebody. Y'all gotta understand Dr. AJ Austin's personality, and he does have that quirky personality where that could be going on. Next scene, we see a head injury. Someone laying on the table with a big scar on their head. I think this is just highlighting that they're gonna really be pushing the theme of crazy things happening during Halloween and coming to the hospital with a lot of traumas, because that can happen. I've seen it before. I'm still a former respiratory therapist, and back when I was working in the hospital, crazy things happen on Halloween. Very next scene, we see Dr. Okafor sitting up in a bed, and she has this look on her face. Maybe she's not a fan of Halloween. Maybe she's got some Halloween superstitions. That doesn't look like her crib, so I don't know where she's at. Maybe she's somewhere else beside her house, but she's sitting up with a crazy look on her face. Interested to see where she's at. Then the very next scene, we see Okafor and Austin kissing, and she ain't got on no top. The chick is topless kissing Dr. AJ Austin. We've been waiting to see when they let this little love interest that's been festering for about 2 years now go ahead and grow. Finally, they're letting AJ Austin get his rocks off. Next scene, we see a patient talking to Dr. Cain about what's going on. He's feeling delirious, what's happening to him. And Cain says to him, "I'm taking away your rights to be a human." Oh man, what in the hell did that patient do to deserve that? Now y'all gotta know Dr. Cain ain't opposed to doing some grimy stuff to make that money. They just haven't showed us what level of grime he's willing to go to in order to make the money. In last episode, he offered Nic, the nurse, a job to work with him because she has the patient's best interest on her side. And it looks like they're trying to set up Dr. Cain to be a guy who can be bipolar. 1 minute he's for the patient, but most minutes he's for the money. Next scene, we see Dr. Austin in a cornfield with the same shirt on he was wearing when he was kissing Mina, which lets me think that maybe they're on some kind of a date. They're out at one of these scary cornfields, one of these haunted houses people do during Halloween, and maybe they're on a date and then they got it in during the date. But on the very next scene, you see Mina Okafor on an operating table, what looks like to be the haunted house, and it looks like to be that bed she was sitting in from earlier in the trailer where I couldn't figure out where she was at. Only thing is, you hear her screams. Do you see the look on her face? I'm wondering if they're at some kind of an entertainment venue for Halloween and it's going terribly wrong. Because the look on her face is not one of, I know in the back of my mind this is fake and I'm just gonna scream for entertainment. That looks like her ass is really screaming and scared. So we'll just have to see what happens from that point. And then the last scene, you see Dr. Austin looking through some corn crops and the look on his face is very shook. So I'm thinking maybe they went to some kind of Halloween event and it turned terribly bad. Like the people doing the Halloween event are really demented, crazy people. But will they let it go that far on this Fox show? It'd be interesting if they did, but most likely they will wind up turning that it's just, you know, people might have took it too far. They really didn't hurt anybody, because I doubt they let Mina Okafor get razored up and sawed up from this particular scene that we're seeing. But we'll just have to see. Leave me comments if you're watching it. What do you think about the show so far this year? And if you haven't watched it, man, you should start watching it. It is a great show. Lots of diversity in the show, lots of diverse themes, and the story is pretty good. It's something that'll keep you entertained on Tuesday. That's gonna do it for this video. Don't forget to like my video. Please comment, subscribe. Go get yourself that life game. Leave me comments on what other shows you guys are watching and what other shows you'd like to see me go through the trailer and pick it apart for clues. And until the next sexy as hell video, I'll see you.